like to thank you for being with us today. My name's Joyce Gibb, and today I have a topic that's confusing to many people, including myself. What are the good fats? You know, there's several fats out there: polyunsaturated, monounsaturated, saturated. You know, what are omegas? What are omega-6s? So I'm going to review that today. It is going to be a little bit technical, so I'd like you just hang in there with me, and I'll review all this today. So a lot of this information is from a book by Dr. Don Colbert. It's the Keto Zone Diet, and he explains this very simply in there. So this information is from there. At the cellular level, that's where we need to look at what fats are in your cells. 18% of them are polyunsaturated fats, 27% saturated fats, and 55% are monounsaturated fats. And you need to have enough good fat in your body because, first of all, your brain is made of 60% fat. So when you reduce the fat in your body, many people have cognitive decline or memory problems just because you need that good fat for your brain. In fact, there are several studies in several years they've had increasing good fats in the diet actually help with, it's a ketogenic diet that help kids with seizures. This has been used for years and years now with good fats helping promote the reduction of inflammation in the brain, which actually helps, reduce the seizures. So, you need healthy fats, you need good fats, but our standard American diet is mainly composed of bad fats. There's a lot more of omega-6s compared to, you should have a predominance of omega-3s, but there's a lot more omega-6s. So saturated fats, they should be balanced with monounsaturated fats, and I'll review those in a minute. So just remember, monounsaturated fats should be like 55% of your diet. And so what are saturated fats? Coconut oil, palm oil, grass-fed butter, and cocoa butter. So these actually are protective. They reduce inflammation, and inflammation is the root of almost all disease. So it increases your brain function and reduces dementia symptoms. So monounsaturated fats, what are those? They're mainly healthy. And this is the one that you probably are very familiar with is olive oil. Avocado oil is another one. Almond oil, some nuts like pecans and macadamia nuts. Even lard is, a monounsaturated fat. And a lot of the Eskimos in Alaska, they initially had a very low risk of heart disease until they adopted the standard American diet. And now they have high cholesterol too, but they have a high lard diet. Dairy, grass-fed beef, goat, cheese and things like that, those are monounsaturated fats. So the one thing to avoid is I would recommend avoiding canola oil. 90% of it's genetically modified and it's partially hydrogenated. So even though the canola oil has, in the past, they've done a good job at marketing that, but you should avoid that fat. So why are the fats good for you? What happens health-wise in your body? Decreases inflammation, it's used to treat arthritis, decreased risk of chance of strokes, decreased breast cancer risk, and also it increases HDL. So you could say, why is that important? Well, your LDL, this is just a simplified explanation. If you have a lot of inflammation in your body, and mainly from consumption of a standard American diet, the SAD diet, then blood sugar, the sugar goes past the vessel wall and irritates the vessel wall. The LDL sticks to that, which is considered the bad cholesterol. You need HDL to remove it and process that through your liver. So the HDL being protective comes from the monounsaturated fats like olive oil. So the next type of fat are polyunsaturated fats. Those are from corn oil, safflower oil, cottonseed oil, sesame oil, soybean oil, grapeseed oil, and flax oil. They come from pumpkin, chia, and sunflower seeds, and it also comes from fish: wild salmon, herring, sardines, mackerel, trout, anchovies, and then tuna. So when you look at, polyunsaturated fats, you'll say, wow, those, the saturated fats in salmon are supposed to be good for you. And yes, they are. So, but there's only 2 essential fatty acids that are necessary for your body. The first one is linoleic acid, which is omega-6. And then the other one is alpha linoleic acid, which is omega-3. And as you know, why do you need, these good fats? They're helpful for your cell membranes to stay, intact. If you have too much omega-6, the cell membranes become permeable and floppy, and then causes cellular destruction that way. So good fats are important for blood clotting, hormone production, skin and hair health, reproductive system, your brain, and your thyroid. So, but most of us eating the standard American diet, that's not me anymore, but the standard American diet have way too much omega-6. And remember, that omega-6 makes that cell membrane floppy and makes it more permeable, and not enough omega-3s. So ideally, you should have a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 part omega-6 to 1 part omega-3. The standard American diet is typically 6 part, the omega-6 actually has like 20 to 25 parts to 1 part omega-3. It's completely backwards. You should have a predominance of omega-3 in your diet. So why do we need omega-3s? It decreases the risk of colon, breast, and prostate cancer, helps, with irritable bowel, helps treat ADHD, and there's, increases, your blood pressure and heart disease. So those are all reasons why that omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is out of balance. And there's something called an omega-3 index, which actually shows how much omega-3 is in your body. Your doctor could order that if they would want to, so you know the amount of omegas that you're eating, and also they can check omega-6s in your diet. So. And then you would say, what are trans fats? There are some trans fats that are not too bad for you. First of all, grass-fed butter is, from beef or whatever, is actually so much better for you. And then, farm-raised butter, because there's potential for antibiotics, hormones. Now, they've actually tried to minimize that. Use of antibiotics and hormones in cows, but there's still some in there. And many, many times I see, what happens? You have a lot of estrogen dominance in some of these girls, and they have high estrogens. Well, what's that from? How do they get high estrogens? It can be from xenoestrogens, from pesticides and herbicides, and it also could be from the meat consumption, or potentially from meat consumption from cows that are shot up with estrogen just for the growth of the cow. So thanks for watching. If this information was helpful, hit that thumbs up button down below. If you want more videos like this, hit the subscribe button down below, then ring the bell next to it. Also, if you know other people that you would want to share this link with, please do so, because I would love to help them on their journey to good health.